We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. We're moving for our interview segment. So now we'd like to shed light more about the IICO and its the importance work in the IICO is doing, especially now we are in the holy month of Ramadan, the humanitarian sector high season, where we have a significant increase in work and demand for the aid projects, especially. And also we had witnessed natural catastrophe also for the recent period, especially the earthquake in Libya and Morocco and the floods in Pakistan and the current humanitarian catastrophe where we're witnessing in Gaza Strip. So let's welcome today Mohammed Shamsuddin. He's the Senior Specialist International Partnership Office. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome and thank you so much for joining us in our show Good Morning Kuwait. I already presented to you about the IICO. They have we are appreciating the efforts of IICO for aiding the humanitarian aids for all around the world. So what about the campaign and under the slogan we call it Leave and Impact?
Yeah, so Leave and Impact is, of course, the name of the campaign comes from, or its reference to the the IICO's strategic plan.
Okay.
We have approved a new plan for the years 2022 to 2026, where we saw a significant shift from short-term aid projects into long-term development projects with the goal of maximizing impact. So we call it Leave an Impact or Make an Impact for that specific reason. And the overarching goal of the strategy is that we need to uplift communities. And by doing that, we have to have sustainable long-term projects, like infrastructure projects, like educational projects, vocational projects.
Amazing. So this is like different projects. So I will go to the Iftar project first.
Okay.
Can you tell us more? Because I know this now is the time for a humanitarian. So let's talk about the Iftar project in general.
So the Iftar project or the campaign is a seasonal campaign. It comes every year with the whole month of Ramadan. We are targeting around 21 countries. Okay. The way to do it is that we support Muslims around the world who are observing the holy month of Ramadan. We help them by giving them Iftar meals. And we do that through support through their local mosques, okay, where we distribute food baskets, and each basket has about 6 to 7 meals, so it's for easier distribution. And we have also sub-programs in the campaign where we support orphans. We are targeting about 1,600 orphans, where we give them clothing and other support. And of course, at the end of Ramadan, we give them the Eid gift, which is the Eidiyah.
That's why we appreciate the efforts of IICO for doing the humanitarian aid for every people and person who is in need. You mentioned 21 countries. Is all in Asia or in Asia and Africa also?
No, it's between Asia and Africa. Of course, this comes after a study and identifying the provinces that are most in need. So we're talking about countries like Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Afghanistan. We are talking about Libya, Jordan, Palestine, and in Africa we're talking about Niger, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, Chad. So it's all under a specific criteria.
And also, if people like me, I want to donate, or I want to do something, there is any like a hotline or a website or a social media account for IICO?
Correct. We are of course in most social media platforms, and we have websites where it's interactive, where you can find the current campaigns we have, the projects that we have, and you can donate, whether it's seasonal projects or long-term projects.
And also, what about the HQ, the headquarters? I know, like when I go to different governorates in the state of Kuwait, I see the building for IICO. So can you mention about what is the HQ?
So our HQ is in the ministry zone, okay, in Kuwait, and the headquarters, of course, is in Kuwait, but we have around 11 offices around the world.
Nice. 11 offices and even branches in Kuwait instead of the HQ also.
Yes, the branches are focused on donor support.
Okay. Yeah. This is what comes to the campaign for the holy month of Ramadan. So after the holy month of Ramadan, what about the other campaigns you are providing also?
So we mostly focus off-season, because now we're in the season of these campaigns. After the season, we generally focus on long-term business, project development with our international partners. So we are working with many international partners in different sectors. we're talking about UN agencies, we're talking about large INGOs like the Red Cross, the Red Crescent, and also universities we are working. Like, for example, 2 years ago, we had a major program with Indiana University, where we tried to bring the know-how from the university and to benefit our local and regional partners.
So this kind of campaigns, for sure you've been there, you traveled sometimes and you saw it. How do you see the interactions with these different campaigns with you, especially you enter one of the certain campaigns?
So the most significant trip for me was our aid or my participation in the airlift or the air bridge to help our people in Gaza.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the closest I could get was Al Arish Airport. We were not allowed for safety reasons to go into the border, but it was always my wish to try and to get into Gaza and to see with my eyes and to report and to provide the aid directly.
And also our guest, because you are a senior specialist in the International Partnership Office, for sure you have too many collaborations and you're meeting too many different friendly countries. So, and the countries you already mentioned, you have a partnership with them. So it's the partnership only about aiding and campaigns, or the different partnership also?
No, this is one of the reasons why we updated our strategic plan, is that we want to move away from the system of a one-direction partnership where we have a partner where we finance him and then he implements projects. This is in the long term not an effective type of partnership. We need partnerships, or we strive to have partnerships where we can have joint benefits, where we can learn from them, they can learn from us. We support their project, they support our projects. We have building capacity programs. They transfer know-how to not just our staff, but to our local partners and to our regional partners. So it has to be multifaceted partnership, research, of course, and project implementation and studies. You
mentioned, like, before you do any certain campaign for any country, you're studying the situation for the country, in terms for education, for medicine, and even more. What is the type for study? It's like different between a country and another, right?
Yes. So what we do is that, again, this is one of the reasons why our international partners are important. It's because it's one of the ways we identify which regions they need the most help. So if I don't have enough information, for example, in Palestine, because of the special situation, I can interact, or I could engage my local partners in Palestine, the international NGOs such as the UN organizations, and they can provide me with situation reports based on which I can do my study and present a report.
You mentioned an important topic. Let's talk about the collaboration between IICO and the UN. I know, like, you're doing an amazing and enormous job during even the thing happening in our friendly countries, brothers from Turkey with the earthquake, and even Morocco, and what's happening in Gaza Strip. How do you see the collaboration between the two entities?
It is vital, because the UN agencies have a special type of partnership, because it's not just about the structure or the collaboration of how to send the aid, but it's about also the know-how. It's about the special positioning of these agencies in the crisis zones. It's about the political cover. So this is the added value they give us. And
also we noticed, like, mashallah, in the state of Kuwait, it's a land of humanitarian. We saw too many, we call different, like, humanitarian spots, and they are collaborating also with you. I see, like, sometimes IICO and different entities going in the same place and they donate. So how is the collaboration between the IICO and different local entities here?
It is very important to coordinate our efforts with local partners, because that's how you increase the impact. You know, if I go by myself and to support a certain program, it will not be as effective as if I go with 3 other local partners with different specializations and a larger budget, where I can not just benefit a certain group, but I can go for the whole province, you know, the whole community itself. I could lift it up. That is the value of it.
And also we are still in the beginning of the year of 2024. We have, like, the rest for 8 months coming ahead. So what about the next campaigns? Because we are reaching summertime, we have spring, we have autumn, we reach winter season at the end. So what about the other campaigns instead of holy month of Ramadan?
So it's seasonal. Usually it becomes, you know, different. If we're talking about relief projects, it's different requirements per season. If it's winter, you know, they need certain type of aid. If it's summer, they need certain type of aid. But these short-term relief programs, they're always supported by overarching long-term development programs. We can have the short-term programs, that's fine, but they have to have a second step, which is a long-term solution. So we don't come back and do the same thing every year.
And also you say long-term solution, so have like a big vision of IICO.
Right.
What is the vision?
It's for us, the main target is to uplift communities. For example, if we have a camp, a refugee camp, the idea is that it's not just about supporting the people living in the camp, but to move them away from temporary residential solutions into long-term buildings. So our focus mainly is infrastructure, water, sanitation, water treatment plants, housing, education, schools, that type of interventions.
Amazing, Mr. Mohammed. We can say all the time that good times run very fast. Yeah. We didn't feel that time. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the effort of IICO. For sure, we will be here again. We'll talk more about the different campaigns, okay?
Inshallah. Thank you so much for having me and your wonderful hospitality. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Our pleasure. So special thanks and appreciation to our guest, Mr. Mohammed Shamsuddin. He's the Senior Specialist International Partnership Office. Now let's head to this tiny break. We'll continue your show. Good morning, Kuwait. Stay tuned.